exactly what I'm telling everybody. I didn't need my own money to make this happen, and I wouldn't have wasted, 20 years or so of my life trying to think I needed it, trying to build it up, trying to get my down payment, trying to do all that. I'd have done this 20 years ago and, had a lot more fun for the last 20 years, So, the whole thing, the whole book, everything is about you don't need money, you don't need credit, you don't need the perfect situation. You can do it right now from wherever you are, whatever your situation is. You can start buying cash producing properties.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Welcome back to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I'm Kristen, and I'm here with Dave Webb, who's the author of No Money Millionaire. It's out on Amazon and Barnes& and Noble online right now. So thank you for being here, Dave.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So I'm excited to get into your book, but let's first just start into how you got into the real estate industry.
I always wanted to be in real estate, as far back as I can recall. And, early on, I did a couple property. My first property was back in 1997, I think. And so I did that. It was, along with like what I write about, it was a no money deal, and, took me a while to really even figure out what I had done. It was a lot of work I put in to getting that. No one thought I could do it. And so, I ended up getting that deal. And about 10 years later, I ended up doing another one, a seller finance. But it still hadn't clicked. It still hadn't clicked that, you could do deals without having any money. Even though I have done two of them, still wasn't in my head yet that I could do no money deals. So I kept thinking I had to have all the pieces in place, my tax returns, the down payment, all of those things. And it wasn't until like another 10 years after that that it all finally came together. And now that's what I do all the time, full time.
I mean, it's so true. Everyone has such preconceived, notations of real estate and what you need to do and who you need to be. But it's great that you were able to kind of break that stigma in your brain.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Um, you know, I did put some savings together, and I did get my first multifamily by using some of my own money. But then after that, I wanted to do more. But it took me, all my life to get the money together to get my first multifamily. And so I was like, well, I can't wait that again to get another one. So I have to figure out, how can I do this? My ambition exceeded my capital. So I had to figure out a way to put all that together, make something happen. And once I did the first one, and then it was just like, well, there's no stopping me now. So
Right. And where did your education come from? How did you learn?
trial and error, reading, all of the mentors, reading everything I could find from anybody. So yeah, just devouring as much as I could, learning by trial and error, losing a lot of money, paying for a very expensive education that way. And so, after you learn what not to do, you can get on the right track.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
So I think it was Thomas Edison or something said, I've never failed. I just learned 10,000 ways how it didn't work,
Yeah.
So that's the path I'm on.
Yeah, could you talk about maybe a time where things didn't go as planned and what you learned from it?
Well, I had an amazing property. It was in an area of Detroit, and I knew the location. I It was one of the best locations. It was just right out, it's minutes from downtown. It was right by all the new stadiums. It was the prime location and still is today. And I didn't know then what I know now, and I didn't know how to put all the pieces together, and that I could have made a tremendous amount of money on that property, and in the end, what I did was end up losing money. And, I had to, I learned, and nobody wanted to mess with me. I didn't have the experience. I couldn't put together what I wanted. I was just explaining to somebody yesterday about this property, and it's like the door that I opened to come in to talk to either the banks or whatever, they could tell I didn't know what I was doing just by the way that I approached them. Even though, I could say I've been doing this, I've been doing that, just the way I approached them, they could tell that I hadn't done it before. And so I ended up just cutting my losses, and I learned from that. But yeah, that was an expensive mistake. So
And when you say, like, the way you approached them was kind of a tell, what do you mean by that?
um, just cold calling the way that I was, not knowing, it just showed my inexperience. It just showed. And, I hadn't done a renovation of that scale. I hadn't done what I was trying to do. It was a multifamily. It was my first multifamily. And, it was, yeah, it was a couple $1,000,000, so it was a good scale, good size property. And the way that I was trying to, talk to the banks to raise funds they could just tell I didn't know what I was doing. And so nobody wanted to work with me, because of my lack of experience.
Yeah.
And, the opportunity, I seen it, and, I mean, it's still, is a great area today, and had I known then what I know now, oh, I woulda loved it. I woulda loved it, but you live and you learn. Like I said, that's that tuition, so.
Do you think there's a way to kind of fake it till you make it in the beginning or, places you can go to get the right education, or do you think it really is just having experience?
There's lots of ways to get the education, actually. You can have good mentors. I mean, people could learn from people. They, don't always have to, like, just wing it 100% on their own. Um and maybe some people are better at presenting themselves early on than I was. I can't say, I was the way that I did it was the only way it could be done, but there might be. And again, this was a larger scale. Maybe if I was starting on a single family trying to do a fix and flip, maybe it had been different. But the size of this project, the banks just, are gonna look at it a little more, thoroughly.
Right. Right. So let's go into your book. What was kind of the turning point where you thought that this book should exist?
Well, that's this right here. It's, the No Money Millionaire, and what happened was, I wished I had that book early on. That's where the whole thing came from. I'm from the inner city of Detroit, and when you grow up there, it's just, no one around you is really doing any of this. I didn't have anybody that I ever seen talk about passive income or anything of that sense.
If you're looking for consistent, high quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
And so, I wished 20 years ago I had a book like this that I could read that was explaining to me, hey, you don't have to wait till you have all these pieces. You can do real estate right from where you're at right now, wherever your income bracket, whatever your credit, whatever situation you're in, you can start buying and owning cash producing properties. And, that was foreign to me at the time. I never would have imagined that was the case. And so, I still have people from back home that I talk to and then I help and I coach. And it came from that. And, after, sharing information, trying to encourage people and let them know they can do this, I sat down and said, I'm gonna write a book. I'm gonna put a book out there because, like I said, I wished I had it 20 years ago.
Yeah, and what are some of the key things in this book that are really valuable that you think people will really enjoy?
Well, I mean, the biggest point of the whole thing is letting you know that, you can do it right from where you're at. You don't have to have perfect credit. You don't have to have a large cash down payment. You can actually start buying and owning cash producing properties from whatever your situation is right now. I have a person from Detroit that's out here with me right now. And just same situation. His credit wasn't right. His tax filing wasn't all up to date. Didn't have any money for down payment, and just August 1st, just closed on a triplex. And when he closed, the day he closed, he was collecting rent. So he went into it with no money out of pocket, closed, and collected rent the day he closed.
Wow. And so your book kind of details just from start to beginning how to even approach this.
I try to cover every aspect about it. I mean, even down to CYA, make sure your documents are right and don't shortcut on the attorneys, any of these aspects. But yeah, I try to be thorough in every way you can do it, whether it's seller finance or if you want to utilize hard money or private money, however you want to go about it. I touch on all the different elements.
Amazing. And this is online or people can buy it online. So it's already available right now.
It's on Amazon. You can, get the hardcover or paperback, but it's also on Kindle. We're going to be releasing an audiobook soon. And right now, this is all brand new. I was just always investing for myself. But then once, I was becoming very successful, people from back home were asking me and I've been trying to coach and help them. And so then the book came out. So this is all relatively new. And so the website is being developed as we speak and should go live real soon. And the book will be available for a free download on the website. So, it's information. I really just want to help people. And so, again, I'm talking to people who don't have, a lot of income, a lot of savings. And I didn't want to just make a book that they have to buy. It'll be available for download for free. So
Oh, that's amazing. And how long did it take you to write this book? What was the process?
it was once the idea had formulated, it took 6, 8 months, I think, of steady rewriting and reading it and editing it, and it took some time, but, not quite a year, but definitely 6 to 8 months, I'd say.
Yeah, that must have been a fun project to do on your own.
It was a lot of changes, I'd write it, think it was finished, and I'd go back and reread it, and "Oh, well, no, this is not in there," and there was a lot of, rewrites,
Yeah.
so it was a work in progress for a while.
Amazing. Well, I'd love to shift gears just a little bit. I'd love to just talk about the market in general. I think there's a lot of information being thrown out at people of if it's a good market, a bad market, if you should get into it or hold.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
What is your perspective on everything that's going on right now?
I mean, it's obviously not one of the better times. We all just experienced some of the best times, and I wasn't even that active then, so I didn't get to take advantage of those beautiful interest rates that were there. But um, I don't really fear the market. There's always opportunities. There's always going to be seller finance, fix and flip opportunities. They're always going to be there. You're always going to have someone who's tired of what they have, someone who's neglected what they had. That's never going to go away. You're finding more and more people are coming to this industry right now. It seems to be really hot to get into multifamily and all of that stuff. But I think there's always going to be some opportunities, and it really depends on your market. Um, when I watch any of the people that I respect and I listen to what they're saying, they'll show you, it's not nationwide when things are bad. I mean, there's different areas that are still doing well. Even in my state here where I'm at, there's different areas that do better than others. And so, it's not a flat across the board, problem. And again, I think there's always some opportunities if you look hard enough.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a really good point that the markets are different in every state, every county. There's opportunities everywhere, and I like hearing an optimistic view of the market. What would you say to someone who is just scared to make the jump into real estate right now?
Yeah, that's what I'm really addressing right now. A lot of my videos and a lot of my posts and stuff online have really been about you know, stop holding yourself back, cut out the excuses, I don't have the money, I don't have the credit, all of these things. And, I've just been really hammering on that. That's not true. There's opportunities there. What I've realized now though, and again, like I just said, what I've been addressing lately is how to bridge that gap. When I was working and before I got into real estate, I didn't know. I didn't know how to start, and I threw money everywhere, and I lost a lot of it, and so now, I've been thinking, "Okay, I gotta start now helping people. How do you go from working your job, struggling, paying your bills, to actually getting that first property?" And I have people asking me, "Well, are you suggesting that I just quit my job and just dive right into this full time?" And that's absolutely not. You have to take things, slowly and you always want to make sound steps. And so that's what I'm working on now is addressing that bridging that gap. How do you get that first property and still incorporate that with your current situation? And then, do you want to eventually go full time into real estate, or is it just something you want on the side, supplement your other income? And those are the things I'm addressing right now.
Yeah, no, I think that's really good advice for people. Yeah, it's great. I mean, I don't think there's a one size fits all. I think, there's something that works for everybody, and I think that's really good advice.
Sure, sure.
To kind of, wrap this up a little, what would be a piece of advice that you wish you learned earlier in your career?
Exactly what I'm telling everybody.
Yeah.
I didn't need my own money to make this happen. And I wouldn't have wasted, 20 years or so of my life trying to think I needed it, trying to build it up, trying to get my down payment, trying to do all that. I'd have done this 20 years ago and had a lot more fun for the last 20 years. So
Yeah.
The whole thing, the whole book, everything is about you don't need money, you don't need credit, you don't need the perfect situation. You can do it right now from wherever you are, whatever your situation is. You can start buying cash producing properties.
Yeah, and this is really like freedom building for people. It's helping people build a life where they have more time, they have more resources, and they can, live a more fulfilled life.
A lot of people think about building wealth is, oh, it's rich, it's fancy cars, it's this, it's that, it's designer clothes. It's freedom. It's the freedom to be at your kids', school when needed to be. It's the freedom to be able to travel when you need and not worry about jeopardizing and losing your job. If a family member needs you out of state and you need to leave for a minute, you're not gonna lose your job and then upend your whole life situation. It's more freedom. And coming from the lower, poor areas, we're struggling, where everyone's made just going from paycheck to paycheck, struggling paying their bills, this or that, and you don't have any freedom. You don't have any freedom, and that's what building wealth gives you, is that freedom.
Absolutely. And so what's next for you?
More properties. I'm closing on 9 houses right now as we speak, so hopefully that's wrapped up in the next 30 days, and, just, I love the area that I'm in. I think I'm here at the right time, and so, there's a lot of growth going on here. The market doesn't seem to be affecting here, like it is other areas. And so I'm happy to be part of that. I really am. And so and then with the book and the podcast, these things here, getting more involved, helping other people. I have a lot of people reaching out to me now and help me with this and help me with that. And that's exciting. I,
Yeah.
I like helping people.
Amazing. Well, remind everyone where to find the book and how to find you.
It's the No Money Millionaire. It's available on Amazon and also Barnes and Noble.
Awesome. And then do you have, personal Instagram people can check you out with?
Sure, it's the No Money Millionaire. You can find it on Instagram. It's No Money Millionaire on Facebook and also nomoneymillionaire.com.
Fabulous. Well, thank you so much for being here, Dave.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me. You
Awesome.
guys are doing a wonderful job with what you're doing.
Yeah, thank you. And I mean, I encourage everyone to check out Dave's book. I think that you can learn a lot and really build the freedom for yourself that we were talking about. So thank you everyone for listening, and we will see you back next time. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.